All right. So we are live. I thought I was live a long time ago, but apparently I wasn't. I'm up 4:11 in the morning and inviting anyone to come along and talk about law and play some poker with me. So definitely sound off if you're watching. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about law. And let's play some poker. So I got Jack of clubs, 6 of spades. This is garbage. I'm in front of the button. This is a folding situation. This is a folding situation. It looks like we have 2 viewers. I wonder if we can find out who those people are. Let's see if we can find out who the 2 people are and get them to sound off. Who are the 2 viewers? I have 1 viewer now. The other person left. Okay. So if you don't say anything, I'm not going to say anything, right? It looks like somebody's out there, but they're not saying anything. I guess I'm just a horrible host. Now we have 3 viewers. Welcome to the channel. This is me just playing poker and randomly ranting about law. If you have a legal topic you want to talk about, go ahead and sound out. This is some bullshit right here. I'm just going to fold this. This is some straight up bullshit. So, you know what? Recently I did a video, and in that video I was talking about black women, relationships, and black men. And that video was recently... Trumplican, you're back. What's up, baby? What's up, Brody? Where you from, Trumplican? I finally got my screen shared. You want to join the video session and chat with me? And we can talk about some things. Let me see if I can give you a link to the video session. I don't even know if I can actually get you into this conversation, actually. So you might have to just talk and chat, I guess. Because the software that I'm using, I don't know if I can get you in to actually join. Yeah, this software that I'm using, start a virtual camera, start a studio, settings, exit. Yeah, so this software that I'm using doesn't allow me to give you a link so that you can join. But Trumplican, what you got for me, baby? You trying to give me some information on Jay-Z and Beyonce? What kind of information you got? Tell us. Matthew, thank you. Thank you. I think I've actually seen you in the user comments. Where you from, Matthew? Matt, where you from, man? I wonder if you guys can hear me. Do I watch WWE? No, I don't watch Worldwide World of Wrestling. I think that's what that is. What is WWE? It's a 13-page... Trumplican wants me to read a 13-page document about their involvement in child trafficking. Is this posted online somewhere? So for those that are just joining, basically I have 7, 8 of hearts. This is a suited connector. You may know that you don't really have a really good chance of hitting with a flush. You don't have a good chance of hitting with a straight. But when you have a flush and a straight possibility and you're behind the button, this is a prime situation on which you can try to bluff and try to act like you have aces or kings or something like that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to see if we can steal this pot away. We got a few callers. I hit absolutely nothing. The flush possibility is gone. So I've got 5. So if I get a 6, yeah. So basically I have nothing here. But these guys they call the raise of $1.70, which is just over a 3-bet raise. And I'm thinking that they call with king, queen, ace, king, queen, jack. They didn't hit. There may be a flush draw. So if they don't check, I'm going to bet one more time to see if I can take it down. And he bets it. I don't know what the heck he could have. He could just be thinking like I'm thinking, let me just take this down. But I don't want to wrestle with him. I'm basically getting my butt kicked here. I started this game with $25. I'm down to $14. So I'm just going to fold and just preserve my stack. So you want to send me a 13-page document. You want me to believe that Beyonce and Jay-Z is child trafficking. That's what you want me to believe. Just give us a hint of what. Give us a sample of what's in this 13-page document. Is it legal based? Is it fact based? Give us something. So I know you're not just yanking our chain here. So I got King 9. You can make it straight with King 9. I'm not really in position, but I'm going to try to bluff it anyway because I'm not too far out. So I'm just going to go 125 to re-raise. And what I'm hoping for here, besides just getting a spectacular hand, what I'm hoping to have the board hit with low cards, something like 2, 9, 5. If I get a flop like that, I can bet it again. If I don't get re-raise here, that means that everybody else is drawing. There's 30 states the age of consent is 16. And you're not lying like that. You're not lying because there actually one state, I think it's Maryland, it could be less than 16. I did a video on this recently where it talks about, of course, the Illuminati is real. Of course it is, Matt. I mean, just think about it. We live in a world where everybody is trying to get the leg up, right? We know that there's such a thing as Freemasons. We know there's such a thing as sororities. We know there's such a thing as fraternities. So this is the type of flop that I was looking for. I'm going to hit it again. And I'll probably hit it one more time. Basically, the only thing that I think, this motherfucker. What could he possibly have? So that means he has a large pocket pair. This motherfucker. He either has a set or a large pocket pair. I'm just going to say fuck it. He can have it. So now I got to buy some more chips because they done broke me down to the last compound. Finally. I got a hand finally. How do I play this? I'm in middle position. They seem to be calling bets, so I'm just going to do a small. We want to get rid of the trash, so we'll do 150 to see if we get any callers. If not, I think I'll just take my 60 cents and call it. So yeah, we live in a world where we have all these known secret societies and organizations. So why wouldn't the Illuminati be real? Why wouldn't there be an organization that controls everything? So I believe in it. What power they actually have, I don't know, but you got the World Bank out there. You got, all these organizations out there that essentially are, the power behind the throne when it comes to, world government powers, right? So the World Bank, the Federal Reserve, those banks have nothing to do with any country but yet they control the finances of many countries. So if those organizations can exist, then you have to believe common sense tells us that somebody controls those organizations. So you have to ask yourself, who controls those organizations? Ace 10, out of position. I'm going to be aggressive and I'm going to raise. I got ace 10. If I get called, I could hit the ace. I could get a straight. Who knows? All right. But right now, I'm working off sheer power, the power of my pocketbook. Hopefully that holds up. Chris Benoit. No, who is Chris Benoit? Tell me who that is. Who is Chris Benoit? I'm going to pull him up on another screen. Damn, this motherfucker raised. Ain't this a bitch? Let's see who Chris Benoit. Is this guy French? Man, you trying to get me to talk about wrestling again? Double murder and suicide over a 3-day period between June 22nd and June 24th, 2007. Chris Benoit, a 40-year-old Canadian professional wrestler. He must be French, Quebecois. Employed by the World Wrestling Entertainment and living in Fayetteville, Georgia, killed his wife, Nancy Benoit, and their 7-year-old son, Daniel, before hanging himself. Damn. All right, let's go ahead and call this dollar. We're going to get into some Chris Benoit. So now I'm in a jam. Instinctively, I just want to bluff it again to try to scare him off. But, he repopped my raise. So he could very well have ace king in his hand. He could very well. I'm just going to check this. And he checked. Huh. That's odd. So check typically is a sign of weakness unless this guy's laying down a bear trap. So let's just go ahead and see where we're at. Let's throw a feeler bet out there to see if we can get some information. If he calls, that means he's at least... Oh, damn, he laid it down. He laid it down. He laid it down on a feeler bet. Is it legal for a 20-year-old to date a 16-year-old? Matthew, you just laid it out already. You said it depends on the state. It depends on the state. The legal age of consent. Let me see if I can find it for you. And we're going to talk about some Chris Benoit. Let me call this bet first. 25 cents to call. So I'm calling 25 cents when I have a chance to win 85 cents. It seems like it's worth it. So I hit the 7. I hit the motherfucking 7, but the problem is that that's the lowest card on the board. You always want to show strength. We know that player 5 could be weak. He may not have the confidence it takes to play this game. So we're going to bet and see if we can push him off of it. We're going to slightly overpay for this pot. And then if he calls, you would hope that you get a 7 or a 9. He folds. So we're going to mark. We're going to label number 5 as a mark. Will fold easy. It don't take much to make number 5 fold. We can bullshit him out of his money all day long. I can get it straight with King 9. I'm out of position, but I'm going to go ahead and call this 40 cents. Let's see here. So you wanted me to look. What did you want me to look up? Let me see here. I got a funky situation going on with my screens here. Let's see if I can work this out. Age of consent in Maryland. Age of, so let's see. Let's see what I got here. What can I do? I'm going to check this. If they both check, then I'm going to bet the turn. I have no way of winning this hand unless I get a king. So I'm just going to let this go. Where can I put this? age of consent in marriage. Bam, there you go. You already knew the answer, Matt. Dude, the age of consent in Maryland is 16. In Maryland, I got 3-6 a club, and I have the button. It's time to get beastly in this motherfucker. It's time to get beastly! And the reason I'm going to get ridiculous is because I have the button and I have a chance at the flush draw. So hopefully I don't get a call. I just really want to take down 60 cents. I am overpaying for this pot, but I really just want to scare him off because I really don't have shit and it worked. So pair of jacks again, right behind the button. Another raising opportunity. I'm not going to raise that much. Oh, maybe I am going to raise a lot because there's already money on the board. There's $1.10 on the table. I'm going to bet the pot. This thing is kind of quirky. Where did you send the link, Trumplican? Trumplican, where did you send the link, bro? Brody? Trumplican. So let's get back to the age of consent. In Maryland, the age of consent is 16, which means anyone at the age, under that age, is not legally considered to be able to give consent to have sexual intercourse, regardless of whether they say they want to or regardless of how old they look, right? So can a, oh, you trying to trick me, Trumplican? Here's your question right here. Can a 16-year-old date a 21-year-old? Trumplican, you trying to trick me, man? You trying to trick me, Trump? Matthew, not Trumplican. Matthew. All right, so I got a set of jacks. I got a feeling, and there's a flush on the board. I got a feeling I'm not going to get a lot of money out of this guy, and it's kind of tricky because he could have a flush already. I'm going to bet 25 cents. I'm going to try to keep this low unless the board pairs. Now there's a straight on the board, so I'm really in trouble. He could have a straight. He could have a flush. I still want to bet to build up a pot, but I wanted to keep things low. Hopefully he doesn't come out the trick bag and raise it on me. We're going to pump this up to 125. It doesn't feel like he has it because if he had a straight, he had a flush, he would re-raise. He didn't do either. It's time to take the bag. Damn, I'm getting some good hands now. So now I have ace, king. No, a 16-year-old cannot date a 21 legally. Trumplican, I don't know about that, bro. I think a 61-year-old can date a 16-year-old. Let's find out. I know that sounds perverted, but let me just get rid of these suckers. We're going to jack this all the way up because I got ace king, and I don't want nobody coming in with some bullshit and basically, beat me here. So let's find out. Can a 16-year-old date a 21-year-old in Maryland? What? It is not illegal to date age of, I can't even read. It's not illegal to date age of sexual consent is 16. Therefore, a 20-year-old can't be prosecuted for statutory rape. However, they can face other type of lesser charge. What kind of charges can they face? So, Trumplican, you're wrong. You're wrong, Trumplican. Shit, you grown when you're 21. Shit. So what kind of charge? So Trumplican, you're wrong. Matthew, you already knew the answer to this. You was just yanking my chain. You were fucking with me. You knew damn well a 20-year-old can date a 16-year-old. I vote. I was going to say something kind of perverted, but I don't want people attacking me on my channel, so I ain't even going to say that. But let's see. So there's other consequences for someone dating a 16-year-old. Let's see if we can see what the consequences are according to AVO. Also, she is from Nicaragua. If the parents find out, She is pregnant. Can the parents send her back to Nicaragua? Man, the parents can do whatever they want to do. Dating is not regulated by law. Having sex is. The sex offender registry is crime. And this real situation, stop posting online about it and get in to see a lawyer. You know, I hate sites like this because sites like this are never really helpful. They essentially are just setting you up so you can, so they can make money off of you, right? It's ask a lawyer. It's free. But, the truth of the matter is they're going to give you very little information, and it's always going to end with, contact, this lawyer or, contact this person. I'm like, what's the point of answering the question what's the point of asking the question? I'm sorry. If your answer is just going to be contact a lawyer, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Excuse me. So I'm just going to throw this garbage away. Queen 7, middle position. Not much I can do with this. It's not suited. This is something you throw in the trash can and you don't think twice on. But let's continue to explore. Matt, you want a 16-year-old girlfriend? Let's see what else is going on here. What are you doing? Pregnant? Why would you complicate that? So it looks like the person who... Is this you, Matt? Matt, is this you? Did you post this question? A 21-year-old dating a 16 in Maryland. Is it legal? Can the parents file charges if the 16 gets pregnant? Matt, did you get her pregnant? Randy, what's going on, Randy? Randy, what do you know about R. Kelly? Let's start there. What's your background? Damn, look at the hand I threw away. I could have had a Trip Sevens. I could have dominated this. Randy, what do you know about R. Kelly? First, let's start there. Before I give you my opinion, give me at least a three sentences on what you know on the R. Kelly situation to date. King 4, unsuited, out of position, total trash, slap the dealer for giving me this. Matt, is this you? Come on, bro. Did you get her pregnant already? Talk to me, Matt. Matt probably left. So yeah, just getting back to this site. Yeah, so, these websites are useless. Maybe one day I'll start a website where, people can get real questions, get their questions, ask real questions and get real answers. The prosecutor is the one who actually files the charges. Dating is not illegal, but having sex is highly illegal. And the 20-year-old can be charged with statutory rape. Get counsel swiftly. This is wrong. And make no further posts on the internet in the public forum about these circumstances. This is wrong. This is wrong. I guarantee you this is wrong. Let's dive a little bit deeper. I think Maryland has a chart where they tell you what the age of consent is. And this is the chart. This is the motherfucking chart. All right. So the age of and I've already kind of looked at this, but first we got to get back to this poker hand. We got 5-4. We are the big blind. And let's see what happens. I think I may raise this if I get the opportunity. I think I may raise. Oh, it's already raised. So seeing that this is already raised and I kind of have a garbage hand, I don't want to risk it when this guy probably has like ace, king, king, queen, queen, jack, or even like a pair of tens or a pair of jacks. And he re-raised. So he re-raised. Now, I have to tell you, the chances of actually getting a straight is very low. So I'm already priced into this hand, but I don't want to call an additional dollar. I should, but I'm not, to see if I can get a straight. If I hit a 5 or a 4, it's not really going to help me. So I'm just going to fold. Because one of these guys could have a big part. Oh, he re-raised. So this motherfucker has aces of kings. So there's my pair of 5s. He raises again. or he bets hard again. So I'm just going to say that he has aces, kings, or queens. He has a major pair. And I don't think he's betting with anything that's on his board. And, of course, he's got foes. All right, so what were we talking about? So what's my favorite song, R. Kelly? You mean what's my favorite R. Kelly song, or what's my favorite song in general? I'm going to fold this garbage. Jack 4 unsuited. And it's raised. I'm folding. So back to Matt. So the age of the partner and then the age of the victim. And you can clearly see that when the person is 16, when the individual is 16, a person at any age can have sex with her, right? Or him, right? Whatever you're into, right? Now, I'm not advocating that, grown old ass men run around with 16-year-olds. I'm definitely not advocating that, but it is what it is. You can clearly see that a person of 21 and older can legally have sex with a person who is 16 or old or plus, right? And this is coming from the criminal statute, Maryland Code of Criminal Law 330. Let's click on that. And let's see what's going on with the poker game. So this is interesting. I'm just going to go ahead and raise this because, number one, I have the button. Number two, I have a chance at a nut flush draw. So the hope is that if you get caught bluffing, then hopefully you get a chance to get a flush. And then if you do get a flush, you're going to have the nuts. And you can just throw all your chips in at that point. Randy, what message did you retract, man? You retracted your message? Damn, look at this. So I hit the ace. I could probably backdoor flush. So I'm going to hammer this shit. Let's see if I can take it down. See if I can take this shit down. Bam. I'm getting paid. This is real money, by the way. If you guys don't know, this is real money. This is some bullshit. I'm throwing this away. 2 of diamonds, 7 of club. If you're the type of person that would play this type of hand, you are a complete motherfucking moron. I'm not even finna bluff with this. And thank God he raised. I mean, I could bluff with this in this position. Just maybe just to see if I can get people to fold, but he's already raised it. I'm going to fold it. I'm not even going to play around because the worst thing that can actually happen with a hand like that is that you win. And let's say you hit the 2 and everyone else just has like ace, king, queen, king, jack, king, hands like that. And they don't hit. You win with a pair of 2s and you got 2-7. And then you get to showdown and you have to show that hand. Well, now your credibility is shot because everybody's going to see that you've been playing with total bullshit. And, they're just going to basically attack you. The entire table is going to conspire. They're going to conspire against you to take you down because you think you can play motherfucking 2-7 and win. And again, 2-7 looks like the same freaking hand. We're just going to fold that. Did R. Kelly piss off the Illuminati? I'm going to say no. And this is my logic behind that. The Illuminati, in my opinion, right? From what little I know about the Illuminati doesn't care about life as we care about it, right? This is my assumption. I'm making an assumption here. I have no idea. I want to play this, but I don't want to get caught. The Illuminati doesn't see life the way we see it. They don't value life the way we value life. From what I understand of the Illuminati is that we're all just cattle to them, right? We're all just cattle. And when you think of cattle, you think about something that you hold so you can sell or you can trade. So if all we are to them is a sell or trade, then why would R. Kelly doing whatever it is he's alleged of doing piss off the Illuminati? That just doesn't make sense. The only thing that could make sense is that he tried to go for his masters. And if he tried to go for his masters, and let's say some very powerful people have an interest in that, then yes, I guess he could be pissing off the Illuminati. So you could be right. I don't know. Trump put the Illuminati to sleep forever. I don't think so. I don't think so, Trump LeCan. You can't crush the Illuminati like that. Assuming they exist, but I'm just going to say they do exist. Like Andrew Jackson tried to prevent the banks from basically taking over the United States. Andrew Jackson tried, and he succeeded for a minute. Andrew Jackson was a racist as well because he slaughtered the Indians, but he tried to keep the banks from taking over. And I forget the history on that, but I think that let's do some Google. Let's see here. Let's see what I get first. And we're going to talk about, I'm going to fold this shit. 7-3. Quit playing with me. Quit playing. So let's see. Andrew Jackson and the banks. And I'm going somewhere with this, Trump LeCan. Why was Andrew Jackson against national banks, right? So, we all know what banking does. Banking is a way to basically rob you. You think you're going in and you're getting this free money where you're going to pay interest upon interest on that money. And we all know the Bible says how's it go? The person who takes out a loan is slave to the person who lends a loan. So when you go and take that loan out, and you're using that money to buy some frivolous shit like cars and clothes and stuff like that. I don't know why they ain't let me fold that. You're going to pay the most. I think banking and loans are good things because, the Bible tells you if you have money, lend it, right? But when you're spending it on silly shit and you're not taking the money and you're not making that money that you've borrowed work for you and generate more money, then you're doing something stupid, you're doing something silly. And the banks know that you're going to do that, so they give you these high, outsane interest rates. And then for minorities, you can even have a really good credit score and you go into the bank and they're still going to treat you as if you're garbage. They're still going to treat you as if you're irresponsible with your credit. So that's why Andrew Jackson tried to chase away the banks. And the point I'm trying to get to here is that you cannot beat the Illuminati because they always come back. So Andrew Jackson, the bank war. Let's see what the Wikipedia says about the bank war. Hold on a second. 9-6. He raises. I can get 7, 8, 9. This is going to be a stretch trying to get 3 perfect cards. I don't have a chance at a flush. I'm going to throw this away. Dude, Trump LeCan, I'm teaching you how to play poker, man. You can be making cash money from the lessons of the non-lawyer. So, Queen 6, I'm going to bluff this. I am going to bluff this because it's a shitty hand. Make no mistakes. If I was in any other position, I probably wouldn't even try to play this shit. But I have the button. The button, for those of you that don't play poker, means that you're the last to act. And when you are the last to act, you can sit back like a big bank and you can throw feelers out there and watch how they respond. And you can control the action because you're the last to act. So I can throw this bet out here and see how they respond. Nah, man, I'm a nerd. I've never really been into sports. When I was in high school, I was on the chess team. I'm going to bluff this too because I can get it straight out of it. I'm in position. If nobody bets, I'm going to bluff it. So look, Andrew. So The bank war was a political struggle that developed over the issues of rechartering the second bank of the United States during the presidency of Andrew Jackson from 1829 to 1837. The affair resulted in the shutdown of the banks and its replacement by state banks. Andrew Jackson killed the motherfucking banks. They raised. Play strong or go home. I'm going to bet this shit. Play strong or go home. And the thing to watch out in this situation you want to see if anybody re-raises. Because if they re-raise, that means they're confident in their hand. But if they just call, that means that they don't quite have a hand that they believe that's going to basically win the game. So they're just going to simply call. So now we have the flop. We want to see if there's any bets. There's the bet. I'm going to go ahead and give them credit for this ace. I don't have shit. I never had anything. I was just bluffing to see if I could get them to fold, but they didn't fold. So now I got to give it up. So, oh shit. I didn't mean to show my desktop. See, they both had an ace. This motherfucker had a 2-pair, and then he called a 2-pair. Ain't that a bitch? Let me see here. 7-2 of hearts. This is some bullshit. I would play it, but I'm not. So, the Second Bank of the United States was established as a private organization with a 20-year charter having the exclusive rights to conduct banking on a national scale. The goal behind the BUS was to stabilize the American economy by establishing a uniform currency and strengthening the federal government. So this shit happened in 1829. 1829, Trumplican. 1829, Andrew Jackson chased the banks away, and here these motherfuckers are back at it again. You can't, and that's why you can't beat the Illuminati. You know, because number one, the Illuminati, who asked a question about the Illuminati? Randy, yeah. So the Illuminati, you can't beat them because they have all the money and the power in the world, and their defeat is just going to be temporary, right? Their defeat is just going to be temporary, and they're just going to come back, 5 years, 2 years, 10 years, 15. They don't care. They got all the money and power in the world. They'll wait until you get relaxed, and they'll just keep coming back. And we all know that if you believe in the Illuminati, you have to believe that banking is one of the key tools that the Illuminati would use. Right now, you would have to acknowledge how the banks go into places like Brazil, and I'm not making this up, and they see that Brazil is selling sugar beets. So what they do is that they give Brazil loans so they can buy more equipment to produce sugar beets. And once Brazil starts to produce these sugar beets, and once Brazil is already in debt, right, from all the loans that they've taken, and, these are business loans, a businessman is going, or a farmer is going to take these loans because he knows that he can turn around, sell some sugar beets, and basically pay off the loans and, pay off the tractors and all the stuff that he's purchased. However, you have to understand we're dealing with the Illuminati. So what the Illuminati wants, they don't actually want the money because they print money. So why would they want money when they can just print it? What they want is the land. What they want is people to be in debt to them for the rest of their lives. So what the World Bank does is that the World Bank, after financing Brazil, they turn around and they go into other countries and they finance other farmers from other countries to produce sugar beets. And then the price of the global sugar beet market takes a dip. Why? Because of supply and demand. You can't beat the Illuminati, baby. You can't beat them. They control everything, right? They control everything. I don't even know what question I'm answering at this point. Let me just go back and read the chat. But no, you can't beat the Illuminati. I'm going to check this shit. So, I'm talking to Trumplican because he said Trump put the Illuminati to sleep forever. Yeah, right. Trump was one of the, let me choose my words carefully here. There's some things I like about Trump. I'm not gonna lie, but Trump was a horrible businessman. He never made any money, and you can, if you don't believe me, go and watch the Netflix series where they talk about Trump and how he lost tons of money, billions of dollars. Even this whole tax return fiasco, Trump basically didn't want his tax returns to get out because people would see that he didn't make any money. All the money he got was basically loans, which were forgiven by banks, and that's where he got most of his money. Trump destroyed the central banking system. No more financial enslavement. We won. Yeah, right. Do you watch NBA? No. Do you think T.I. is going to prison? T.I.? Damn, I got it straight. But there's a flush on the board. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't do nothing but check this shit. Netflix is propaganda? Come on, man. What about Trump's tax returns? Is that propaganda, Trump-lacan? What about those tax returns? T.I. I think they're going to let T.I. go. I think T.I. is going to get a pass. And the reason I say T.I. is going to get a pass is because if the prosecutors had anything by now, they would have filed it. And my belief is that the allegations in that letter from Tyrone Blackburn are pretty strong. And if they were true, and if all the facts are there, then that would be all they need to basically take T.I. to jail. The fact that they haven't taken T.I. to jail by now means that the investigators already looked into this and they determined that there's nothing there. I'm going to fold this queen of hearts, 6 of diamonds. What in the actual fuck am I going to do with a queen and a 6? A queen of hearts and 6 of the diamonds. What am I going to do with that? And I'm behind the button. No, thank you. I'm in front of the button. No, pass. So, in my opinion, this means that they don't have anything on T.I. or they did the investigation and they determined that the result of that investigation wasn't enough to charge T.I. Or maybe T.I. and Tiny just has too much clout, too much pull to be prosecuted. Maybe T.I. and Tiny is part of the Illuminati. Trump-lacan, what about those tax returns? Is that propaganda? You're missing a point. So I have Jack of Diamonds, 8 of Spades. This is total bullshit, but I also have the button. And remember, the button is always worth something, right? It's a bargaining chip. So I'm going to bet with my button and my Jack of 8. If I get a lot of callers, hopefully I'll get a straight draw possibility. I think at this point, I'm basically terrorizing the table and they're just afraid of me. Queen of Spades, 7 of Spades. This is kind of bullshit because I don't even think I can get it straight with this. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I can't even get it straight with this. It's just a flush draw bluff. I'm going to bet it. I'm going to terrorize this table. And I'm going to continue to do so until somebody stops me. Trump-lacan. The fact that the IRS had its tax returns means nothing. You have to understand that the IRS can't give up a person's personal information. That would be against the law. However, Trump was, morally, Trump was required to give up his tax returns when he ran for president. Obviously, this is not something hard-coded in the law because Trump was able to get around this for years. But at the end of the day, they're now going to court. Well, they have gone to court to get his tax returns. He checked. He called my outrageous bet and he checked. I can get it straight if I can get a 8, right? I'm going to see if I can scare him away. I'm going to throw a bet in there to get rid of this motherfucker. Let's see if he folds. Yeah, so the IRS just can't give up your tax returns, dude. T.I. and Tiny will see the military tribunal, not the state or federal. Now you just talking out the side of your head. They ain't going through no goddamn military tribunal. Why would they? They're not in the military. Do you think that R. Kelly will never be getting out of jail? Damn. That's a tough question. That is a tough motherfucking question. I'm gonna call this shit. I shouldn't be calling. I can get it straight. I should have actually raised. So here's the thing with R. Kelly. R. Kelly, the chips are stacked against R. Kelly. And they're constantly stacking it even higher and making it difficult for him to get a fair trial. I think that there's a chance. Oh, I'm going to fold this. I am going to fold this. I think R. Kelly has a chance of winning, but to be honest with you, they've stacked the chips against him. King to fold garbage. They stacked the chips against him, and they're doing a lot of illegal shit just to keep him oppressed. The thing that frustrates me the most about R. Kelly is that R. Kelly has money, and R. Kelly has people who love and basically worship him, right? So if they can do this to R. Kelly, right? If they can do this unlawful nonsense to R. Kelly, then what about me and you? You see what I'm saying? So basically, if you believe in law, if you believe in justice, you would want to support R. Kelly. Forget whatever allegations that are against him. But basically, I support R. Kelly, if nothing else, is for the reason of how they actually prosecuted him, right? First, they persecuted him in the media, and then they dragged his name, they destroyed his image and reputation in the media. Then they locked down his money, all so that they can prosecute him, right? They didn't have a reason to prosecute him beforehand, so they created one. And, this is why I don't, this is why I think he shouldn't go to jail. So I hope he doesn't go to jail. But if he does go to jail, they're going to make it extremely hard for him to appeal. They're going to make it extremely hard for him to reverse the decision. You don't have to be in the military to be in a military tribunal. Trumplican, you got me confused here because I don't believe that shit. Google's going to tell it like it is. Can a person have a military tribunal if he was not in the military? Let's see what Google say about that, Trumplican. 10 deuce, total garbage, throwing it away. All right. Military tribunals in the United States. Trumplican, you fucking with me, getting me to look up unnecessary shit to prove you wrong. Military tribunals in the United States are military courts designed to try members of enemy forces during wartime. Did you hear that? Military tribunals in the United States are military courts designed to try members of enemy forces during war times. I heard R. Kelly is a lot of videos. Can you rephrase that, Randy? Queen 8, total garbage. I'm already priced in for 25 cents though. I would imagine that if the bet gets raised to 50 cents, I'll just call because it's only going to cost me 25 cents. Or if there's some serious pot odds going, I might call. Or I might raise just to see if I can take it down. I heard R. Kelly, it's a lot of videos. Rephrase that question, Randy. I wanna answer the question. I'm just saying R. Kelly has a lot of tape. What kind of tapes? I got some tapes too. I got some motherfucking cassette tapes of old music. I got some videotapes of Sunday Kung Fu Theater. What kind of tapes you talking about? Damn, I hit the queen. I'm going to check to see if that motherfucker betting. Then I'm going to re-raise that shit on his ass. There you go. Indefinitely correct. You are correct. The Bible is law. So now let's get into some real shit right now. Let me tell you what to do when they drag your ass to court for some shit that don't make any sense. I'm going to tell you. Damn! You own it. You own it indefinitely correct. I'm going to get into that. I'm going to show you how to challenge jurisdiction of the court. This is going to be some valuable shit because most people don't know how to challenge jurisdiction of the court. Most people will just use the shit that they saw on the internet, but the game is deeper than that. The game is much deeper than that. This motherfucker is betting too much. I might be in a hole here. I might be in a hole. I gotta let this shit go. I got a queen, but I don't have a kicker. I'm gonna let this shit go because it's gonna get out of hand. All right, so let's stick Trump partner with the World Bank, Gavi, Uni, Clinton, Summer. Hey, Jenny Turner, hold that thought. We're about to challenge jurisdiction of the court. It's time to challenge jurisdiction. So, indefinitely correct. I'm going to show you how to properly challenge jurisdiction of the court. You may already know, but a lot of people think they know, but they actually don't know. They actually don't know. And I'm going to give you some free information that the average person does not know. A lot of lawyers know this, but they'll never tell you this, right? And I've watched thousands of jurisdiction videos on YouTube, and I'm going to say that 90% of those videos only has a small portion of the truth, a small portion of the facts, and it's only going to get you so far. But I'm going to give you the real deal, 3-6 of diamonds. We got to throw this shit away. I could possibly get it straight, 65 cents. I want to call this, but I don't want to draw. I'm in front of the button. He might email live with this shit. So this is how we're going to start this off. We're going to go to Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, right? It's going to be a little bit different in a criminal procedure. And what I'm going to give you is general, so you have to take it and apply it to your own situation. Oh, shit, I would have got it straight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn, I wish I would have stood in there. God damn, and neither one of them hit. King 8. I'm going to throw that away because I could bluff because I have the button, but I don't want to keep bluffing with bullshit because eventually I'm going to get caught. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about challenging jurisdiction. And this is a video that I've been intending to make for a very long time because I wanted to talk about pro se litigation and how to represent yourself in court, how to stand in court. Like I said, there's thousands of videos on the internet that covers this, but I would have hit again. I would have got the king, but I wouldn't have had a kicker. So, we want the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. I don't want to go to that Cornell website because it's just a bunch of bullshit. We're going to pull down the PDF of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure so I can give you the motherfucking breakdown. We're going to break this shit down for you. If nothing else, you finna learn to be free or die hard. Jenny, why you not good at cards? You know how to play Hold'em? All right. King 4. More bullshit. I would try to bluff with it, but I'm going to let it go. All right. So now, whenever you get yourself in a jam and they want to take you to court over some bullshit, this is what you do. You listen to Indefinitely Correct and you challenge motherfucking jurisdiction. Right? So I'm going to speak generally, right? So I'm going to give you some general information on how to properly challenge jurisdiction of the court. But of course, oh, Jenny, you're not living your life right. Poker, see, poker is a game of life. And the reason I say that, because once in a while, Jenny, you're going to get yourself in a situation where you're going to have to deal with a motherfucker. And you're going to have to deal with a motherfucker who's trying to take your money or is trying to take something from you from no reason. And this fits comfortably in our conversation of jurisdiction and all this stuff, right? So once in a while, 10 deuce, throw that shit away. Once in a while, Jenny, you're going to have to deal with these people. It could be a situation where you're buying a car and the person's trying to get more out of you than you should be paying for the car. It could be in a situation where you were in an accident and you're trying to negotiate the accident. And, poker is like one of those life skills that, help you all that. But let's not, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this jurisdiction thing. So we can, because I want to see what Indefinitely Correct is going to say about jurisdiction. And I wanted to see if he actually knows how to challenge jurisdiction, because he could be just full of shit. He could have just been one of those guys or one of those females, we don't know. Indefinitely Correct, that's a unisex name. They could be trans, they could be born a man but identify with a woman, and vice versa. Indefinitely Correct, how do you identify? Queen 8, this is something I'm finna bluff with. I'm finna bluff with this shit. I haven't bluffed in a while. We'll make a small bluff. We're going to bluff 75 cents at a chance to win 45 cents. And we're going to see what's going to happen. Indefinitely Correct. How do you identify? Are you man, female? Are you born a man and you identify with female? Are you female but you identify with male? And I didn't hit shit, but I have one person in the hand. There's almost $2 on the table. I'm going to go out on a limb and just bet the pot to see. I don't want to give him pot odds. I want to see if I can get rid of him and just take this home. If not, I'm just going to fold. He's thinking about it. He's taking his time. Typically, when they take a long time to think, they don't have shit or they're trying to trick you. So now I find myself in a precarious situation where he's called, but I know some people call when they don't actually have shit. So at this point, I just want to do a continuation bet. And if this doesn't work, I'm pretty much fucked. And I have to, oh, you motherfucker. I don't know what he has. I do not know what he fucking has, but he got me. All right. So I basically blew a lot of cash here fucking with this motherfucker, so it's time to lay it down. The jig is up. Hold on a second. We got to get into this challenging jurisdiction. Give me a second, Randy. Queen 9. This is a decent hand. Let me rephrase this. This is a kind of a bullshit hand. It's not that good, but I'm kind of on tilt. He's challenged my authority. Oh, fuck. Warhammer's about to come on. I was playing Warhammer as well. I'm going to have to stop my game. I don't know why it's not showing my Warhammer loading screen. Maybe it'll show. So again, I'm going to stop my poker game. And we're going to play some motherfucking Warhammer on your ass. I can make it ours. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about jurisdiction of the court. How to properly challenge jurisdiction. Let me pause my poker game so I can play some Warhammer. Let's play some motherfucking Warhammer, bitch! So Indefinitely Correct. How would you challenge jurisdiction? I'm going to show you how I would challenge it. And I've already given you a sneak peek of what I would do. So let me know how you would challenge jurisdiction of the court. I don't know why my screen went blank. Oh, there it is. So yeah, how would you challenge jurisdiction of the court indefinitely correct?
Glory is loyalty. Get a move on, men. Captured for you and the Emperor. I am departing now.
I think I'm playing a guy who has absolutely no skill because so far I'm doing pretty good. I've captured all the power sources that I've wanted with little to no resistance. At this point, the only thing left to do is to dominate the game.
Yes, I see. Moving now.
Sir, power node is ready.
Eyesight, guard to an attack. Hostile space marines in sight. It'll be yours. Pull yourselves in here, soldiers. Pulling for cover.
Yeah, we know you love Worldwide Wrestling Entertainment. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, we got to finish this game, and then we're going to talk about challenging jurisdiction of the court, and then we'll get into some worldwide world of wrestling entertainment. Let me just kick these motherfuckers' ass right real fast.
Captured for you and the Emperor. I am on the way. Never fear.
Oh, this guy doesn't know how to play. This is not going to be fun.
Tremble. Sir, there's danger here. We are the dukes of our destiny. We still victory for us.
Oh, this shit's going to be easy. This shit's pretty much over before it began.
Sir, go ahead. We'll kill anything.
We have an edge for now.
So I kind of love this game because it's a game about strategy, and I love games with strategy and stuff like that. But this guy doesn't know how to play, so it's really not going to be that fun.
Let's go. Capture!
Power node, roger.
Go ahead, sir.
We're Acadians. Let's act like it.
Alright, I think I'm going to kill this shit because he doesn't even know how to play. And I'm pretty much just going to dominate. Let me get back in my poker game here. And I'm going to kill this because he doesn't know how to play. And I hate playing with noobs because you end up trying to teach them. So I got a good hand, 8-9 of spades. I hope indefinitely correct is still around because we want to talk about challenging jurisdiction. And we're going to get into that really fast. I am actually going to call this with a mediocre hand. because I like the straight draw possibility, and the flush draw possibility. Let's see what happens. So all I need now is an actual 10 to win. That's called a gut shot. Typically, you want to throw that away. But I'm really feeling this hand. I'm really feeling it. But he has made a nice raise. I'm feeling his hand. This is a bad call, but I'm going to call him. If I get another spades, I'll stay in. And, of course, I get nothing. This is pretty much over. I have to fold now. Oh, he checked. If he checked, I'm going to bet it. Let's bet 580 to see if we can scare him off. Sign of weakness. You motherfucker. Who you think you playing with? You playing with the non-lawyer. The non-motherfucking lawyer. All right, let's get into some jurisdiction. I guess indefinitely correct got scared and basically left, but at least they brought up a good topic. So I'm going to show you how to properly challenge jurisdiction. So I'm looking at the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. And as you know, on my channel, typically I only give you the facts and nothing else. So everything that I'm going to tell you is factual, right? I'm not going to give you any bullshit, right? I'm going to bullshit you on this poker table, but I'm not going to bullshit you when it comes down to talking about the law. Right now, when we're talking about jurisdiction, lawyers know how to properly challenge the jurisdiction of the court. They don't always do that because they want to milk you for money. So you can be in a situation where you could easily challenge the jurisdiction of the court and in the case, but sometimes lawyers don't do that because that essentially means they won't get paid. It's all a big game. I'm going to fold this. It's Queen 6, Queen of Hearts, 6 of Clubs. Nothing I can do with that. I should slap the dealer for giving it to me. But it's all a game, people. It's all it is. It's simply a game. So pleadings and motions, parties, disclosure and discovery, disclosure and discovery, trials, right to trial by jury, dismissal of actions. This sounds interesting. I wonder what dismissal of actions could be, right? So that's going to be page 64, but we're just going to do a word search on this document, and we're going to look at dismissal of actions to see if this is what I'm looking at. Is this what I want? Involuntary dismissals. This is actually some good stuff here, but it's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is some good stuff. This is some juicy stuff. All right, but it's not what I'm looking for. So consolidation, separate trials, taking of testimony. Where is it hiding? Judgments. Oh, we've gone too far. We've gone too far, baby. Take it back. Let's see. Where's this damn thing hiding? Let's see. Jurisdiction. We gotta. Motion to dismiss. One second. 4-8. That's some bullshit. Let's throw that away. All right. Motion to dismiss. It's hiding from me. I don't know why this damn thing is hiding. This damn thing is hiding from me. Oh, shit. Where is it? Okay, is this it? That's not it. Come on. This shit is hiding from me. I don't know why it's hiding from me. General rules of pleadings. Okay. Okay. This shit is hiding from me. All right. Okay, I found it. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys how to properly challenge the jurisdiction of the court. We're going to call to see if we get lucky here. So now, all right. So we're looking at the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 12. And Rule 12 is titled Defense and Objections When and How Presented, Motion for Judgments on the Pleadings, Consolidated Motions, Waiving Defense, and Pretrial Hearings. So this is Rule 12 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. I didn't hit anything with my Ace 5. I'm going to check. And I'll probably redo this video so that it's kind of in a more serious context, or in the context that I typically do my videos. But Rule 12B talks about... we're going to fall. So Rule 12B talks about challenging jurisdiction of the court, right? So basically how to present a defense. Every defense to a claim for relief in any pleading must be asserted in the response of pleading if one is required. But a party may assert the following defenses by motion, right? So typically if someone files a claim against you, you have to respond to that claim. But according to the rule that we just read, if you want to challenge the jurisdiction of the court, you have to file a motion to actually challenge the jurisdiction. Now, we're talking generally, right? So there are going to be specific ways to actually challenge jurisdiction in the specific court that you're in, right? You could be in several different types of court. But we're going to talk about jurisdiction in a minute here. Let me just see what to do with Jack 10. Again, I may remake this video, right? Jack 10, this is a bluffing hand. I'm out of position, but I'm crazy. I think I'm just going to call here. It's a shitty call. I should probably fold. And, of course, I don't hit anything. Now number 9 is finna go. Oh, he didn't go buck wow? Let's see where he at. I'm going to bet then. If you don't bet, I will. Let's see what he does. This motherfucker called. Let me bet again. Oh, this motherfucker. Yeah. It's pretty much over now. It's pretty much over. I don't know why he stood in that hand so long. Perhaps he has a 5, but I fucked off some serious money trying to bluff this shit. I never should have tried to bluff. Full fucking house. He was leading me all the way. He was baiting me. 10-6. All right. Jurisdiction. All right, so I'm talking generally here, right? You know, so of course you want to tailor this to the specific court that you're in. So let me just say this. So generally, everyone is free and independent, and everyone have rights in common law. And there's quite a few videos which talk about how a person has natural rights and how the government and the courts try to get you to abandon your natural rights and substitute those for something called legal rights. All of that is important when you're trying to challenge jurisdiction. Now, there's something called impropria persona, right? So impropria persona is commonly confused with a term called pro se. And in some places, in some jurisdictions, it does mean pro se. So I'll just do a quick Google search for impropria persona, right? So in his own person. So you're in your own person. Nobody is representing you. You're representing yourself. But what comes along with that is that you are sticking to your natural rights. And when you compare that with something called pro se, let's see what it says, pro se. Now, there are legal definitions to these terms, and maybe when I make the serious video, I'll put those legal definitions in that video. But pro se, legal representations, comes from Latin pro se, meaning for oneself or one's on behalf of themselves, which in modern law means to argue one's own behalf in legal proceedings as a defendant of the plaintiff in civil cases. Essentially, when you go pro se, you are, and this is my theory, right? I live in Illinois, and Illinois has their own civil rules and procedure. Each state does. And like I said, I believe Illinois is one of those states which recognizes the difference between impropria persona and pro se. Because when you go to pro se, when you represent yourself pro se, you're essentially saying that you acknowledge the statutes and you acknowledge the court's authority over you, and you're going to proceed within those rules, right? You're acknowledging the civil rules of procedure, you're acknowledging all these other statutes and so on and so forth, and you're agreeing to represent yourself as a lawyer would represent you. But with impropria persona, that's going to be something slightly different. You're basically staying in your person. And I take that to mean that you're claiming your natural rights. You're staying within your natural rights in your person. That's what I take from that. And again, you have legal rights and you have natural rights. Governments generally can't take away natural rights from you. When they do, damn, I'm going to raise this shit. And again, I'm going to at some point remake this video so that it's in a more serious context. But right now I'm just kind of bullshitting. And Definitely Correct came along and he sparked a spark in me. And then we're going to talk about some WWE. But let's see what happened with this 5-6 of diamonds. I can get it straight. I can get a flush. I kind of like this hand. I'm going to see if I can bullshit these guys to just take it down. So I didn't hit anything. So I'm just going to pot it to see if he has anything. Hopefully he doesn't. But we know that this motherfucker tricked me. Oh, my fucking God. This motherfucker's just taking all my money, man. What the fuck? You motherfucker. I'm going to fold this. Anyway, that fucker. Jack off. Probably didn't even have anything that time. Jack 9. Alright, so generally when you go impropria persona, you're going to stay within your rights, and you're going to, when I say within your rights, natural rights, and then when you go pro se, you're acknowledging, you're submitting to the civil rules of procedure, you're submitting to the statute. You're submitting to the statutes which they're trying to bring against you in court, and you're arguing from that point. So there's actually a question here. What is the difference? I hit the 9. I'm going to bet this shit and see if I can get some money this time. I'm getting my ass kicked. And of course he has a king. Nope, he has an eye. Ace king, big slick. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Give it to me. Give it to daddy. Let daddy have that. Let daddy have it, baby. Let daddy have it. Let daddy have it. Come on, give it up. Give it up. Oh, these motherfuckers want to play. They want to play. I'm going to shove all in on these bitches. I'm going to get a little bit more money on the table, and then I'm going to shove all in. Let's see. Get a little bit more money on it. And I'm just going to ram that bitch. At this point, I really don't have anything but a bluff. But I'm going to try to use shock value to... God damn. Oh, fuck. I want to shove all in, but I can't at this point because obviously there was a straight. Now there's a full house on the board. Fuck it. Oh my God. I'm not gonna be stupid. I want to just ram this shit. Oh my God. Yeah, this shit is over. Check fold. Motherfucker. He probably has a straight. Told you. I was going to go all in. Pair of twos. I got a pair. Going to hit it hard as I usually do. I'm really behind at this point. I think I'm like at least $30 in a hole with this session. I was up at one point, but then somehow the tables turned. Somehow the tables turned against me. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Randy. Oh, this motherfucker going on. He has aces of kings. Damn. All right, so the constant raises, the constant bluffing, the dynamics of the table has changed. So I just can't come in, just swinging wild and thinking people are just going to duck and fold. So I got to be a little bit smarter with my bets here. I have to be a little bit more strategic, and I have to be a little bit more selective of what cards I play in what position. So Jack 8 is definitely a fold, but typically I was bluffing with hands like this. But in this position, I mean, I could still hit a straight, but the dynamics of the table has changed. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold that. Okay, so let's talk about, what is the difference between impro per and pro se? Let's see what Google says. A person who is acting pro per is called pro per. The terms pro per and pro se are equivalent in court. This may not be true in some jurisdictions. Pro se refers to representing yourself in any type of legal matter without the benefit of legal counsel. A petitioner impro per is a person who appears before the court without legal representations of a lawyer. This is not true. When a person goes in propria persona, that's a person in his own person, right? So person is the key word. So you have something called legal rights. Legal rights. Let's see what Google says about legal rights. Legal rights are laws that protect people. There are many different types of laws. Laws that apply to everyone in the United States are called federal laws, and some are based on Constitution of the United States. Laws that apply to everyone in the state or laws or statutes. So you have certain statutes that are designed to give you protection. Those are called legal rights. But you also have common law rights, if that's even a thing, but you also have rights under common law. Common law, also known as case law, is a body of unwritten laws based on legal precedents established by courts. Common law draws from institutionalized opinions and interpretations from judicial authorities and public juries. Common law sometimes prove the inspiration for new legislation to be enacted. That's not what are common law rights, a term applied to rights, privileges, immunities are pertaining to and enjoyed by all citizens equal and in common. No, that's not. These aren't the definitions I would use. I would have to pull out Black's Law Dictionary, which I would have to scan into the computer to actually break this all down. But just trust and believe that common law, of course, is established through case law, right? So for example, you have case law that basically says that, every man is free and independent, which is in the Constitution. But, there's a history of laws that basically support a certain position. And then statutory rights or legal rights are rights given by the legislators. So on one hand, you have tried and true laws that have been established over the centuries, right? And even those laws change too. And then you have legal rights. Now, sometimes legal rights are used to overwrite common law rights, but that's a different thing. We're going to get into that. So typically, when you go to court and what they're going to try to do is that they're going to try to get you to substitute your common law rights or natural rights. Maybe I should look up natural rights instead of common law rights. Natural rights. And this will help explain a little better. Natural rights are those that are not dependent on laws. This is what I'm looking for. But this common law is kind of in this realm too. But hold on a second. Let me fold that. So natural rights are those that are not dependent on the laws, customs, or beliefs of any particular culture or government, and are therefore universal and inalienable. Rights that cannot be repealed or restrained by human laws. Natural rights closely relate to the concept of natural law or laws, right? So let's roll with this. So you have natural rights, right? You have a right to have children. You have the right to earn a living. I have a right to raise in this hand, even though I have bullshit cards, but I still have the button. I still can get, can I get it straight? I can still get it straight. All right. It's out of the way, but we said we're going to be smart, so I'm just going to call. I should have raised. That was a mistake. I should have raised because you always want to get people out of the hand. So you have natural rights. There's certain rights. I hit the 9. We'll check that. So you have certain rights, right? So natural rights, basically, are given to you naturally, right? Nobody can take those rights away. Nobody can basically try to get you into a situation where you lose those rights. So you can't give those rights away, and they can't necessarily be lost. But what you can do is that you can contract to give up those rights. And that's typically what happens when you go to court. When you go to court, you're somewhere signing a contract to essentially give up your natural rights, and you're going to exchange those rights for your legal rights, right? And legal rights are established by statutes, right? So that's going to be an important part in this whole scheme where you're challenging jurisdiction of the court. I know I'm beat, but I'm just going to call anyway. I know he has a queen. After this, I'll pause the game so I can really get into this. Damn, motherfucker had aces. I'm done. Let me sit out. All right, so let me just go ahead and focus on this. So you have natural rights, right? And natural rights are greater than legal rights. So when you go to court and you want to stay within your you want to maintain your natural rights, then you would basically appear in propria persona, right? You're appearing in propria persona, and again, in propria persona basically means in his own person. When you're going in your own person, you're essentially maintaining your natural rights. And another term to be familiar with is something called sui juris, right? So sui juris means of age, independent, but that's actually not what it means. Sui juris means of your own laws. Sui juris in Latin terms mean in one's own right. More specifically, in order to be considered sui juris, or one must have full legal rights and must not be under the power of guardianship of another. So this is how you want to appear in court. You want to appear in court sui juris, and you want to appear in court in propria persona. You don't want to appear in court pro se, because when you appear in court pro se, that means you are appearing as a lawyer and acting for yourself as a lawyer. But when you appear in court sui juris, right, in your own right, you are basically going to court to challenge the law that's being used to basically bring you into court, right? And you want to also appear in propria persona. So you want to appear in propria persona and sui juris, right? That's how you want to appear, in propria persona and sui juris, right? You don't want to appear pro se. Now, again, some jurisdictions in the United States don't acknowledge the difference between these two terms, but I live in a state that does, but they don't tell you that. But when you look at case law, and when you look at how some lawyers are actually filing paperwork on their client's behalf, you'll see that this exists. If you look in Black's Law Dictionary, right, I think you have to look in the older version, you'll see that this actually exists, right? So now that we got that out of the way, we know the difference between appearing in propria persona and sui juris versus appearing as pro se, right? So now we get into how to present a defense. Every defense to a claim for relief in any pleading must be asserted in the response of pleading if one is required, but a party may assert the following defenses on a motion. Number one, lack of subject matter jurisdiction. So when you go to court, you want to appear in propria persona and sui juris, because you want to challenge the subject matter jurisdiction of the court. So here's the thing. In order for anyone to go to court, they have to have had broken the law. The reality of the situation, let me step back. In order to take anyone to court in the civil court, they have to have had to damage your property, taken something from you, or violated a contract with you. If they haven't done any of these things, then you don't have a justification for taking that person to court. And a lot of us are being taken to court without justification and without cause. And we end up, because of this, losing, because we're dealing with sets of laws that are designed to take everything from us, right? So if you've gone to court and you haven't damaged anyone's property, you didn't have a contract with that person, and you didn't damage their property, you didn't have a contract with that person, and you haven't stolen from that person, and you haven't caused that person any harm, then they have no right to take you to court. But they won't tell you this. The only way that you can basically challenge this is to appear in your proper person, and to essentially, you need to appear sui juris of your own rights, right? So basically, lack of subject matter jurisdiction means that a court cannot enter a judgment because it doesn't have jurisdiction. So in order for a court to enter a judgment, that court must have jurisdiction. If the court doesn't have jurisdiction, it cannot have subject matter jurisdiction. In order for that court to enter a judgment against you, it must have subject matter jurisdiction. If it doesn't have subject matter jurisdiction, then it cannot enter a judgment against you, right? So subject matter jurisdiction generally means when the court has the right to hear claims under this particular statute or this particular cause of action, right? So what you have to realize is that you have common law and you also have statutory law. And what happens is that, let me pull up the Constitution. See if I can enlarge this here. Now I have to find this thing. Where is this? This thing is hiding from me. This shit is hiding from me. I cannot find this. I want to show you how I'm looking for, in order to make a point, I was trying to find something in our Constitution in Illinois to essentially show you how courts get jurisdiction. Let me see. Where's this thing hiding? It's hiding from me though. And again, I'll try to put together another video, which is basically going to be in more serious context and will always, or that would actually cut the time, because you don't need to see me searching for stuff, while I'm trying to get my thoughts together. You don't need to see this. All right, so basically, the Illinois Supreme Court abolished the void sentence rule and held that inherent power idea of jurisdiction on which the void sentence rule was based was at odds with the grant of jurisdiction given to the Circuit Court of the Illinois Constitution. The Constitution provides that Circuit Court shall have original jurisdiction shall have original jurisdiction of all justiciable matters. Right? So since jurisdiction is granted by the Constitution, the failure to satisfy the statutory requirement cannot be deprived the court of its power or jurisdiction to hear cause of the action. A judgment is void only if the court lacks jurisdiction over the parties or the subject matter. Subject matter jurisdiction extends to all justiciable matters. To invoke the court's subject matter jurisdiction, a party needed only presented a justifiable matter, a controversy appropriate for review by the court. The rule applies to criminal as well as civil, since in granting jurisdiction in the Illinois Constitution does not distinguish between civil and criminal cases. So now you just read where it basically said, well, you just heard me read, it says that in Illinois, and this is generally going to apply to everywhere, right? Basically, courts only have jurisdiction over justiciable matters, right? So what's a justiciable matter, right? That's the question you have to ask yourself. What is a justiciable matter? So when you look up a justiciable matter, justiciability refers to the type of matters a court can adjudicate, typically to be justiciable. The court must not offer an advisory opinion. The plaintiff must have standing, and the issues must be ripe, but neither mute or volatile or political question doctrine. This really isn't what I was looking for. Capable of being determined by a court of law, liable to be brought before a court for trial. To make long story dull, a justiciable matter, I'm going to oversimplify this, is a controversy. There has to be a genuine controversy before the court. If there is no controversy before the court, then the court doesn't have subject matter jurisdiction. That's what it all boils down to. But I actually want to see why I couldn't find this damn thing that I was looking for. I'm just curious why I couldn't find it. Article 6. So it was in Article 6, Section 9. So the Illinois Constitution, Article 6, Section 9, Circuit Courts Jurisdiction. Circuit courts shall have original jurisdiction of all justiciable matters, except when the Supreme Court has original and exclusive jurisdiction relating to redistricting of the General Assembly and to the ability of the governor to serve or resume office. Circuit courts shall have such power to review administrative action provided by law. Now, basically, this is one of the ways that the circuit courts have jurisdiction over you, right? Is that hey, what's going on, Tori Love? Tori Love, we're talking about challenging the jurisdiction of the court. I just created this video just kind of on the whim. I'm doing a live session, and we're talking about challenging the jurisdiction of the court, right? So in order to challenge jurisdiction of the court, first you have to understand, in order for a court to have subject matter jurisdiction, the circuit court shall have original jurisdiction of all justifiable matters, right? And when you want to figure out what a justifiable matter is, I like to substitute justifiable matters for a controversy. In order for the court to have jurisdiction over you, subject matter jurisdiction, there must be a genuine controversy. If there is no genuine controversy, then the court does not have subject matter jurisdiction. Now, we already covered a term called sui juris. Sui juris means in my own laws, right? In one's own right, right? There's a legal definition of this, but I'd have to pull out my dictionary and then scan it and all this stuff, and I don't have time for that. Then there's also impropria persona. Impropria persona is in his own person. So I take this to be different from pro se. When you go pro se, you're going as a lawyer, right? You're using the laws that they wrote and they provided, and you're going to stay within those laws. But impropria persona and sui juris used together is doing something quite different. You're basically saying that there is no controversy, and basically I'm representing, I'm in my own person, And I'm basically appearing in my own right to challenge these laws that you have that you're using to pull me into court, right? So we've covered what a justifiable matter is. Basically, it has to be a controversy. And we have covered impropriate persona, and we've covered sui juris, and we've covered pro se. Now, so this is how they get you into court. They get you into court because legislators can create a justiciable matter. Right? So, and I don't know if I'll be able to find anything, but just trust and believe that they are getting you into court by making statutes. And when they make these statutes, they're dragging you into court, and then they're basically trying to take whatever they can, and where they're trying to get whatever they can get out of you. But they're using statutes to do this. The only way to challenge these statutes, the best way I know of, is to appear sui juris, right? And to appear impropriate persona. So you want to appear sui juris, and you want to appear impropriate persona. So when you appear sui juris and you appear impropriate persona, you're basically going to court, and you're in your own person, and you're basically saying that you have natural rights, which is greater and it supersedes legal rights, and you're going by sui juris. So sui juris is in your own right. You're bringing your own law to the courtroom. What law should you bring? You should bring the Bible. That's the law that you're going to bring in the courtroom. So a lot of people get twisted up in this stuff. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. You can just go in there and challenge subject matter jurisdiction. You have to follow through with logic, and you have to follow through with what makes sense. And you have to do some research and do some studying and show them why they don't have jurisdiction over you, right? And again, most of the times you shouldn't be brought into court unless you've stolen something, unless you've damaged someone's property, or unless you unless you violated a contract. If you don't have a contract with a person, you shouldn't be going to court. If you haven't damaged anyone's property, you shouldn't be going to court. We're talking civil now. If you haven't stolen anything from someone and they're asking you to make restitution, you shouldn't be going to court. But they get you into court by creating statutes that basically bring you into court. So you trump that with your natural rights. So what you have to do, and every situation is different. What you have to do is you have to go into court, and you have to say, this is my natural right, and basically the statute you're using violates my natural rights, and because of this, you don't have subject matter jurisdiction. This is one of the ways. Oh, Spitfire, what's up? What's up, Spitfire? How you feel? So, Spitfire, let me give you a quick recap. And this is just a video. Spitfire, you know how to play poker? This is just a live session that I just did on a whim. And we ended up talking about challenge and jurisdiction of the court. A guy came on my video, indefinitely correct. He was talking about challenging jurisdiction of the court. And it took me a while to actually get into the subject because I was playing games at the time. But basically, we just talked about how you appear in court. And basically, when you appear in court, you want to appear in your natural person. The reason you want to appear in your natural person because you want to claim your natural rights. Your natural rights are going to be more powerful than your legal rights. Typically, what they will do is that they drag you in court without a reason and without cause, and they try to get you to create a contract with them to swap out your natural rights so that you can get legal rights. And once they swap out your natural rights for legal rights, these legal rights are going to come with certain liabilities. And once they've done that, Now they can enter these bogus judgments against you. Now they can go ahead and proceed to start taking your property. Why can they do this? Well, they can do this because you substituted your natural rights for legal rights. Your natural rights are unlimited. Your legal rights are limited, and they come with certain liabilities, right? So if you haven't damaged someone's property, if you haven't stolen anything from someone, they're trying to get you to make restitution, if you haven't broken a contract with somebody, right? Spitfire, you agreed to buy my car for $5,000. Spitfire, you took my car and you drove off and you didn't pay me anything. You didn't pay me anything, so therefore I'm going to take you to court for violation of contract. But however, if you never agreed to buy my car and you never touched my car, then I have no right to take you to court. But we know they get you into court by creating statutes. And the only way to challenge these statutes is to go to court in your proper person and improper persona and maintain your natural rights. And you do that by challenging subject matter jurisdiction. You file a motion and you challenge subject matter jurisdiction. And in order for the court to have subject matter jurisdiction, there has to be a genuine controversy, right? There has to be a genuine controversy. If there's no controversy, then there's no subject matter jurisdiction. You have to have a genuine controversy. Controversy basically means there's a reason for two people to be fighting. But if you don't give the other person a reason to fight you, that person can't take you to court to sue you. So, that's why it's important that you do right by other people and, you follow, the laws in the Bible, and therefore no one has a reason to take you to court. Now, when you go off and you get a driver's license, you're signing a contract. When you sign that signature on in the signature box for a driver's license, you're signing a contract, right? And that contract comes with certain legal rights and responsibilities. When you violate that contract, they have a right to take you to jail. And please don't turn me over to the FBI, right? Because I know a lot of people used to talk about this stuff way back when, and the FBI got on a lot of people. What I'm telling you is facts. I'm giving you nothing but facts. And if you want to challenge any of this stuff, questions or comments below, tell me what I'm saying that's off. Tell me what I'm saying is wrong, right? So basically, we've gotten subject matter jurisdiction. Basically, in order to have subject matter jurisdiction, there has to be a witness against you. That witness must have been damaged. Either you broke a contract with them, you damaged their property, or you stolen something from them. If none of that has happened and there's no genuine controversy between you and that other entity, then they don't have subject matter jurisdiction. Then there's something called personal jurisdiction. Now, again, if you just joined, we're looking at the federal civil rules of procedure, and this generally is going to apply to all states, right? Generally, right? Each state has their own specific rules and procedures for jurisdiction, but it's going to be modeled after the federal civil rules and procedure, right? So, lack of personal jurisdiction, this typically means that you were never served, you didn't get your paperwork, you didn't know that there was a trial going, so therefore you didn't have a chance to participate, so on and so forth. If a court doesn't have personal jurisdiction over you, then they don't have a right to enter a judgment against you. Another reason you can challenge personal jurisdiction is, for example, you live in Illinois and Spitfire and filed some crazy motion against you in Georgia or whatever state you live in. You've never been to Georgia. You don't have any business in Georgia. You don't have minimum contacts in Georgia. Therefore, Spitfire's lawsuit against you is going to fail because she tried to serve you in Georgia and you've never been in Georgia, so on and so forth. So Georgia wouldn't have personal jurisdiction. Another way to challenge jurisdiction is through something called improper venue. This typically means that the court generally hears these type of things. They have subject matter jurisdiction over you. They have personal jurisdiction over you. But this particular location is improper. You want to move to another location, because it's going to be a better venue, right? So maybe in that particular location, there's a lot of prejudice against you or one of the litigants, or maybe you live closer to another courthouse, and that courthouse is going to be more appropriate for hearing the case because both you and the other litigants live closer. There's lots of ways to challenge improper venue, but improper venue can actually be a key or tool that can be used to get away from biased judges, right? If the situations are right, let's say you want to get away from a biased judge, you can file a motion for a change of venue to move the case somewhere else so you can hopefully get away from that one judge who is basically being biased, so on and so forth, right? So insufficient process, that I believe, I'm not 100% sure of. Actually, these two I'm not 100% sure of, so I won't even speak on them. I think I said I was going to do some research on this, but I never got a chance to actually do some research on this. But I believe these essentially mean that you weren't properly served, right? Or the process they used to serve you wasn't proper. For example, let's say they use a sheriff to come out and serve you, but the sheriff used the wrong paperwork. I think that's going to constitute insufficient service of process. Let's see what these mean. Actually, we will take the first one here. Where is that? We'll take the insufficient process. What does that mean? That's not even what I was trying to copy. I don't know what happened. And I need to do more thorough research. Why is it not copying this thing? Copy. We may just skip this because, yeah, insufficient process. Spinfire, what state you live in? Insufficiency of process or insufficient service of process. A case may be dismissed if there was a technical defect in the summons, which is rare, or if you were not properly served with the summons or complaint. So there you go. Pretty much what I just said. See, there you go. Spitting fire on point. But what is insufficient service of process? That's probably going to mean how it was delivered. Yeah, I'm just going to assume that it means how it was service of process is essential step in commencing a lawsuit. In fact, service of process is so essential to the lawsuit. Service of process, let me see. What was the key word? Insufficient. Michigan? Okay. So we're neighbors. We're neighbors. I'm going to come up your way and get some weed. Because I heard Michigan had the best weed, and they got better laws and that allows people to grow weed in their homes. So anyway, so you either there was a defect in the paperwork or the sheriff didn't follow the proper process when they serve you. And then the other one is failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. And this is a tricky one. Oh, you on point. What you do for a living, Spitfire? You work in the court system? So the other tricky one is a failure to state a claim upon. We can. Hold on a second. Failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. Basically, this is a tricky one, and this is how they generally get rid of people who aren't lawyers. When you go into court and you go in there crying and saying a person did, all this stuff to you, but you don't state a claim, then they're going to dismiss your stuff. Oh, so you on point. You on point, Spitfire. Hey, we got to spend some more time so we can talk about all this legal stuff, right? So we can help people how to defend themselves in court. So failure to state a claim, that's essentially saying you're going to court, you're crying and you're hollering about all the stuff that's been done to you. But what you forgot to do is to basically provide some law or statute, either common law or statutory law, that shows that you have been damaged somehow, right? And if you don't have that, then they're going to dismiss your stuff, or they're going to dismiss your stuff saying you failed to state a claim, which relief can be granted. And this is a tricky one. This is how they destroy a lot of black people when they go into court. They have a legitimate reason for going to court, but they allow your case to be dismissed by this Rule 12B6, failure to state a claim upon relief, which relief can be granted. Now, this is also tricky because in any pleading, right, where you're basically suing somebody, basically you have to give the facts of the case, and then you have to tie those facts of that case to the claims, right? So let me give you an example. An example would probably be that you put in your claim that on January 1st, me and Spit and Fire entered into an agreement, and she agreed to buy the car on January 2nd. Spit and Fire put down the down payment for the car. She bought me $500. And on January 10th, Spit and Fire came back and she agreed to pay the remaining amount. I then gave her the keys to the car in accordance with our agreement on the payment schedule. And then after that, I never heard from Spit and Fire again. On January 30th, I called Spit and Fire and I asked, hey, what's up with my money? You said you was going to pay on the 1st. You didn't give me anything. Now you just disappeared. You got my car and I can't find you. So basically those are some of the basic facts. Then I go and follow up with my arguments. I would say I allege that Spit and Fire I allege that Spit and Fire and I agreed to a contract, and that Spit and Fire broke that contract. So there you have it. That's how to properly state a claim, because number one, I gave you the facts. And then number two, I gave you the claim. The claim is violation of contract, or, I don't know if that's actually a claim, but that's the generic term, is breach of contract. There you go, breach of contract. So I would say I allege that Spit and Fire breached our contract when she disappeared after January 30th. She didn't pay, so breach of contract. So this is an actual claim, right? So I would say I allege that Spit and Fire breached our contract. She disappeared after the 30th. I don't know where she went. I called her a couple of times. She didn't answer. I had to call her mama. Her mama then passed the phone to her. And then Spit and Fire said we didn't have an agreement. She wasn't going to pay me shit. So, because of that, I allege that Spit and Fire violated our contract. And then count two would be something like Spit and Fire caused me emotional distress because she, number one, ran off with my car. And I was expecting the income from that car to basically use to, purchase food and groceries. And because I couldn't do this, I was stressed out, so on and so forth. But that's how you tie in you state a proper claim because you have to give the facts, and then you have to give a cause of action. Breach of contract, emotional distress, those are cause of action, but you can't really just give the cause of action without giving the facts. Everything has to tie into each other, right? And then there's another one, failure to join a party under Rule 19. And basically, when you join a party, perhaps Spitting Fire was there with her boyfriend, and basically Spitting Fire could probably argue that I didn't actually enter the contract with him. My boyfriend did. Me and my boyfriend broke up. I had nothing to do with that agreement. So she can respond to dismiss my claim to say, hey, you need to, don't go after me, go after Joe. He the one that actually made the agreement with you. We don't really have no agreement. All right, so, that's it. There you have it. Like I said, I'm going to try to put together a better video in a more serious context and essentially talk about how to properly challenge the jurisdiction of the court. The person who actually started this conversation disappeared, but it was a very good topic, and I wanted to speak on it, but he disappeared before he can make any contribution. It's partly my fault because I was busy playing poker. But you know what? It's late. I was just doing a random video on a whim. Thanks for joining. Maybe I'll do another video and we can just talk and play poker. Do you know how to play poker, Spitting Fire? She probably doesn't. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. And please like, share, and subscribe.